Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Fortnite video. Today we're doing a video discussing 10 things that I want to see in Fortnite in the future. Now this could range from map changes to gameplay elements to cosmetics and collaborations. But before we get into today's video, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned because I will be working on more Fortnite stuff in the future to keep you all entertained. And if you have any more ideas, let me know in the comments down below what videos you'd like to see from me. And don't forget to use supported creator code StrawDesertHD in the Fortnite item shop. Number 1. Duke Nukem Fortnite collaboration. Now, one thing that I've said when everybody has asked me in the past, what Fortnite collaboration do you want the most in Fortnite? And I've had the same response every time, Duke Nukem. Now, why Duke Nukem? Well, it's been a very prominent part of my childhood. Not as much as any other game like Spyro and Sly Cooper, but nonetheless, it's still one thing that we have a chance to get in Fortnite that we have yet to see. And if we can get Doom Guy, we can get Duke Nukem. Number 2, Sky City Fortnite map change. Now a lot of people also ask me if I could have any point of interest in Fortnite, which one would I choose? I always say Sky City. And everyone's like, what is Sky City? Well, it's a floating city. That's basically it. But that's not exactly what I want the entire map to be. I want like one specific point of interest called Sky City, or referencing a city in the sky. Something like little water falling down off the edges and draining onto the actual island below, pipes sticking out of the floating Sky City, like futuristic style buildings, and just something to keep it all afloat. What we've had in the past was a very minimalistic attempt at a Sky City, like the floating areas in Paradise, or like the floating blimp areas in Paradise, or the actual blimps that we had for the Resistance season. Honestly, I want to see like a full-on island ripped up out of the sky, similar to like what we have with the Cube, except it's just one giant city. That would be cool. Number 3, building upon the Chapter 4 island through more and more realities. Basically, what I want to see is the Chapter 4 island as we have it right now, building with more and more realities coming onto the actual island. If you look at the in-game lobby, you can see that there's tendrils that are extending out to other realities at this current moment. What I want to see in Fortnite is those tendrils bringing in and adding even more points of interest to the outsides of the reality that we are currently in, allowing us to keep what we've already got, but add some things we never expected. And, of course, you know, keeping map changes, like something explodes in the middle of the island and then that point of interest is affected forever. I kind of want to see stuff like that again. And also, just more and more adding on over time. Kind of like the iceberg from Chapter 1 Season 7. Adding a new area with new stuff. Number 4, first person in Fortnite. One thing that I can say I have wanted to see in this game for the longest time is first person. And yes, I know we have it in-game already in the files as a possible addition in the future. I can't just like not include this because it is one of the things I want to see in Fortnite. As a matter of fact, I think I might actually be attempting public matches again if it's an only first person mode. Right now, I'm stuck with Team Rumble because it's the only one that I actually find enjoyable nowadays. In terms of an actual mode where it's only first person and nothing else, I feel like that's game changing to be able to relearn everything in a new perspective. Number 5, the return of weather systems. Yes, I really liked the weather systems. There was a very prominent point that one of my fellow content creators managed to say in one of his recent videos. If you guys want to go check out Jojo Josiah, he said something about a point of interest with rain, and that really intrigued me. And honestly, I would love to see weather systems return in a way where it's like rift zones, except instead of joining into that rift zone and it's like the point of interest is a change, it's the weather around it that changes. And I would love to see blizzards in the snowy area of the current island we're on, dust storms in some sort of desert area. Like that kind of stuff would be really nice to see. Number 6, kind of going back to what I said about Jojo Josiah with his rain point of interest that he mentioned, this is actually another thing that I want to see in Fortnite is a sleuth POI. Now, if you guys don't know what sleuth is, you look at this skin right here, sleuth. It's actually called sleuth. And it's like a kind of like a detective, like very monochrome color type film. It's kind of like based on like the very monochrome films where it's like these detectives are always monologuing to each other. Well, that's kind of what I want to see. I really want to see a point of interest that's based on those kinds of films, those kinds of ideals. Like, just imagine an area where you walk into it and all the colors just change to a monochrome style, and you're just walking around this giant detective city with like an actual detective's office, like clues to find hidden around for like weekly challenges and whatnot. That kind of stuff seems very interesting to me, and I would love to have that added to Fortnite. Number 7, Fortnite's biggest success points. Now, what does this mean? What this means is a point of interest that references Fortnite's biggest success points. Fashion shows, death run, a lot of things that made Fortnite successful during its lifespan. I want to see references to fashion shows, death runs, or things like that on the actual BR island. Like, imagine going to a point of interest and there's just like NPCs that are lining up in a line for a fashion show. Can you imagine that? A nice little reference to something like that being a prominent part of Fortnite at the current moment. Number 8, elemental powers. Now, I was actually asked by the same person who gave me this video idea, what would I add if I could have new abilities in Fortnite? And the answer to that is elemental powers. Things like fire, ice, poison, darkness, and maybe even weapons that you can craft and side grade using elemental materials. I would love to see crafting materials, fire augments or ice augments, darkness, things like that, that just stem from these elemental powers. Like, I would love to see that. That is something that we haven't ever had in Fortnite, and to be able to bring that to the actual player base as a thing you could use, I feel like not only, yeah, it would probably be overpowered in some ways, but it doesn't have to go to competitive, and it doesn't have to go to like all these arena modes. Why don't we just have something casual, like casual only? That's actually another thing. It's not on my original list of things that I want to see, but I'm just going to add it as like an extra bullet point here. We should definitely have like 2 different balancing systems. Like, yeah, we've got like certain weapons are a little overpowered. I get that. But things like the shockwave hammer. I loved how the shockwave hammer was at the beginning of the season, and everyone in competitive was like, it's not good. It's good for mobility, but it's crap. And I'm just sitting here like, this is why we need 2 different balancing situations. Like, there's other games out there that can balance a weapon to act one way in one mode, but act just a completely different way in another mode. We should definitely have that for Arena. A shockwave hammer that is calibrated to the casual playlist for people to allow people to enjoy it and have fun with it, no matter how powerful it is. And then there's the actual arena modes, or maybe even just like the standard solo duos, and like, you know, if you're gonna actually allow people to win and whatnot, have it set to those. Team Rumble, like, what's the point there? Like, who cares if something's overpowered? It's just a team deathmatch mode. It's not like everyone's trying to be the last one standing. I would love to have something that's just balanced between 2 different modes. Number 9, a break from the 0 point. We definitely need something new and unexpected that branches out from the OG story. Because don't get me wrong, the idea of the 0 point and everything relating to the lore of Fortnite is great. It's gotten to that point now in Chapter 4 where it's all we've heard of for the last few seasons, and it's all we've seen. We've had nothing else that's world-ending. We've had nothing else. It's just all 0 point and imagined order based. For example, something like the Ice King and the Fire King. Overall, it wasn't like a huge change in the Fortnite story. Like, it wasn't something tremendous that affected the story, but it was something new and unique. And it wasn't just the same 0 point, imagined order, 7, fighting against this reality that we're currently in. Like, I love that idea, and that is what most of Fortnite has always been about, but we really do need something to change just a little bit. Just something unique. Something we've never expected before. And number 10, the last thing that I want to put on my list, a StrawDesertHD locker bundle. Come on, Epic, you can do this. No, but I mean, really, a locker bundle of my own would be really cool. I've already got everything I want picked out. But no, in all honesty, the real 10th thing that I want to see in Fortnite is more incentive to get cosmetics in the item shop. If there's one thing that most of us see in daily Fortnite shops, it's the fact that there's always something old and returning that most people have, or just most people don't even want. Like, we need something fresh. And I'm not talking about like, oh, new cosmetics, new items, new item types. I'm talking about a new item shop system. Perhaps something like a limited time system, similar to what we had for the vote for what you want to see next, except it grants a limited selection of people, depending on the activities you set them for, the option to buy older cosmetics or even new ones for a heavily discounted price. Complete an in-game activity, you get a discount in the shop. Something like that, whether it's web-based, in-game challenges, or even some sort of mini games. I feel like at this point in time, we need a huge incentive to be able to get things from the shop nowadays that are old and returning, because most people like myself, we overlook them due to their price in particular. Like, it doesn't matter if they're good or not. Most things that are old and returning that aren't brand new, like, oh my gosh, the Caleritas skin just came out, I gotta get that. Like, that's understandable. It's a new skin. But if it's a thing like, the little whip outfit, or this really old pickaxe came back to the shop for like the thousandth time in Fortnite's history, things like that, I feel like we need a bigger incentive to actually pick up out of the item shop. Like, something to actually give us a reason to even look at it. Because I can guarantee you, you look at the item shop nowadays, and you'll just scroll through it and be like, it's all the same stuff that I've seen for the last 30 days. Not interested. Close the game, move on to another match, whatever. Most item shops just go overlooked. I definitely think we need a new system for that. So Epic, if you're seeing this video, it's an idea. Obviously there's some pros and cons to it, but I would love to see something like this play out. I don't know how they do it, but I would love it. So that's everything that I want to see in Fortnite. If there's anything you in particular would want to see in Fortnite, make sure to put it down in the comments below, because I am curious to see what you guys have to say. And as a matter of fact, if I get enough comments, I'll do a video reviewing your comments and basically just saying my thoughts on what you said you want to see, because there's some pretty good ones out there. You never know. So drop those in the comments down below, and if you want to support me to make more videos like this, use supporter creator code StrawDesertHD in the Fortnite item shop. Thank you, everybody, and thank you to KI1234, one of my amazing supporters and fellow friend in the Discord server that I have. Thank you for giving me this idea for a video, because honestly, it really made me think about the things that I want to see. I'm curious to see if you guys are on the same page with me. That's all for me. See you next time, everyone.